So Caitlin Clark had a bit of a weird situation in the last game that she played. And I don't know if this is on, like, if this is fully on her, if it's on Christie's side. Like, look, she didn't have a good game. And at this point in the game, she didn't even have a good start to the game. But, like, she clearly wasn't right. But I also don't necessarily think you can use that as a major excuse, because the reality is we're at the point of the season in sports where everyone's carrying niggling injuries. A lot of people are not 100%, and like, it is what it is. She just didn't have a good game. There's times where she's had migraines, she's been great. But so you're seeing here, like, people saying Caitlin Clark, when she got subbed out 4 minutes into the game and she just went straight into the tunnel. People have said she threw up. There's no confirmation of that. So I'm not gonna be out here quoting something that is, like, not confirmed. But she did run straight into the tunnel. That is 100% confirmed. And if you guys agree that something's a bit iffy, subscribe. We're trying to hit 35,000 by the end of the day. If we can get like 8 more subscribers by tip-off, that would be insane. 34.8k would be unreal. But you can see even at the end of the game, she is not in a good spot. She is, like, dead. I think she said she was tired for the first time. And I don't understand why Christie Sides is playing her so many minutes. And the excuse of Caitlin doesn't want to come out isn't good enough. You're the coach. Like, you can say it's on Caitlin Clark, the player wants to play 40 minutes a game, but, like, the reality of it is that if she's sick, she's sick. If she's not feeling well, she's not feeling well. Your job is to prep this team for the playoffs. And the one thing I'm going to say, if you are Christie Sides, is this is the first time this season, with the way Erica Wheeler's playing, that you can actually sub Caitlin Clark off. Like, I don't understand it. Like, Erica Wheeler's actually starting to play well. And look at her minutes. 6, 9, 6, 3, 6. Erica Wheeler, when she was stinking it up at the start of the year. And by the way, only 3 of those minutes were at the point guard. She's playing small forward halftime. Erica Wheeler, 25, 21, 15, 12, 13, 20 minutes. 13, 24, 20, 19, 24, 15, 21. She had 15 points against the Storm? Wow. 19. Then again, like, some other minutes. She had 21 against the Chicago Sky. Or she played 21 against the Chicago Sky. It's her only game over 10 minutes since the break. Sorry, since the first Phoenix one. Just play her. You can play her 15 minutes. Especially in a game that doesn't matter. If you are going to play Christie Wallace, like, if that is one of your tactics, is we are going to play Christie freaking Wallace, then go for it. Just go and put. You can play her. Like, you can play Erica Wheeler. You don't have to play Caitlin 40 minutes a game. Play her 33 a game. Play Caitlin Clark 33 minutes a game the rest of the way. I don't think anyone is going to be, like, really that against you for that. If it is like, we want to get her for the playoffs. Especially if it's like, you're good. You don't need to really win games. Like, again, 38. The last time Caitlin Clark played less than 35 minutes was when she was subbed out against Chicago on her career high. And then, since then, she has not played less than 35 minutes since the day she got pulled. She got pulled in this game, like, with 6 minutes to go in the third, and she sat the rest of the game. Like, we are looking at somebody who's playing a ludicrous amount of minutes. If you're going to be experimenting, if you're going to be subbing people off, if you're going to be playing Christie Wallace, at least just give her a rest. Like, she doesn't need to play every freaking minute. Obviously, again, you want her to play as much as humanly possible. Like, that is obviously something that you want. But at the same time, like, you just got to know when to keep her in, when to take her out. And if she's clearly tired, she's sick, you played her 45 minutes against Atlanta, she is just not right. And I know, again, the way the game is going, you kind of have to keep her in the game. But you just don't. Like, if you don't need to put in... Like, you can keep Aaliyah Boston on the floor. Aaliyah Boston wasn't in foul. The worst part is Aaliyah Boston wasn't even a foul trouble when you put on the scrub lineup. Like, she thinks she's either exhausted or not feeling well, but is forcing herself to play. Like, that's the thing. She will never ask to be subbed off. No matter what. She will never ask to be subbed off. She's rolled her ankle plenty of times. She's gone out and played. Like, she'll play through getting smacks in the head. She was 100% concussed after the Alyssa Thomas situation, and she played the game. Like, if you saw the Alyssa Thomas situation, she stumbled after standing up after getting smacked in the head. Like, she was 100% because she will play through anything. But the problem is that sometimes, as a coach, you've got to know how to like coach your players. And I think Christie Sides, I think, like, look, I like parts of her coaching, but like, she does not know how to deal with Caitlin Clark. She doesn't know how to deal with Caitlin Clark the person. She doesn't know how to deal with Caitlin Clark the player. She doesn't really know how to deal with Caitlin Clark the system. Like, she's obviously was a well-respected assistant coach, and she's been and like, it is what it is, but like, you have to take her. I'm telling you, you have to take her out in this situation, and it's not even that much. Like, obviously at this stage in the game when she's dead, 3 minutes to go, 7 points, you keep her in the game, this is still a ball game. But like, you take her out of the game, you can give her 2-minute break in the first. And this is obviously in the playoffs, player 40. Cool. But she's got to be ready to play 40 in the playoffs. Like, that's the thing. The way Christie Sides is doing this, she may not be ready to play 40 in the playoffs. And at least if she has the assist record completely broken, you can sit her against the Mystics. You can pull her against the Mystics. If you have 6 confirmed, you can pull her against the Mystics. Like, you don't need to play her in that game. But it's like, you need Caitlin Clark to be able to play 40 in the playoffs. You don't need Caitlin Clark to be able to play 40 minutes on on Friday the 13th of September versus the Aces. Oh God, it's Friday the 13th. Oh God. Either way, you don't need her to be able to play all those minutes. So if I'm Christie Sides, like, look, you still got to win the game. You don't play Christy Wallace and Katie Lou Samuelson at the same time again. Like, that is a level of basketball terrorism that, like, Darvin Ham wouldn't even sink to. That is one of the worst calls I've ever seen. I don't even hate Christy Wallace that much. I think Katie Lou is 100 times worse, and you can't play both of them at the same time. You have the worst player in the league. You have who I believe is the worst player in the league that gets minutes in Katie Lou Samuelson, and the second worst player maybe Christy Wallace. But you got to take Caitlin out. You got to find out a way. Play Grace Berger, for God's sake. If you want a 6 foot tall point guard, play Grace Berger. Just find a way to get Caitlin 10 minutes a game of rest. Like, she'll play 40 a game in the playoffs. That's fine. Play Kelsey. Literally, in the playoffs, you should have, barring foul trouble, Lexi, Mitchell, and Clark playing 40 minutes. And Boston, barring foul trouble. Screw it, they don't need a rest. The other team needs rest. But you got to take her off when she's clearly sick and not play her 38 freaking minutes.